Chapter 136, Clash of Brawn and Brain. Cold air blew all over the place, accompanying ice blades in flight. Steel fists howled in the wind, and fangs growled their fury. Xiong Li and the others' fight against Bai Ning Bing had reached its climax. Not that much time had passed since the battle began, to be honest. But as the pressure from Bai Ning Bing intensified, Xiong Li and the others started to feel that time dragged on longer with the difficulty he posed. Xiong Zhang's face was dim as water, Xiong Lin's forehead dripping with cold sweat, while Xiong Li maintained a serious gaze at this point. Even Xiong Li had to suppress his anger and admit Bai Ning Bing's formidable strength. Even though Bai Ning Bing suppressed his rank 3 cultivation and only fought with rank 2 goo worms, he displayed strength that was able to suppress their entire group. But even then, the truth was that Bai Ning Bing had not even given it his all. This was not intentional to prove a point. Rather, it was a precautionary measure against Fang Yuan. Xiong Li and the others. Their motive was simple. It was to arrest or kill Bai Ning Bing. But to Bai Ning Bing, the situation was more complicated. He needed to fight back the Xiong Li group on one end, while simultaneously being on guard to prevent Fang Yuan's sneak attack on the other end. He had seen Fang Yuan using the stealth scales goo with his own eyes. Thus in battle, he needed to make sure to divert some of his attention to prevent Fang Yuan's attack. But till now, Fang Yuan had not made a move. Did he leave? Impossible. Although it is our first meeting, he is not the type to retreat. He will definitely act. He is just biding his time. Bai Ning Bing waved his ice blade and suppressed Xiong Li, while his thoughts raced in his mind. Not only did he have to use his brawn to fight the Xiong Li group, he also had to compete with Fang Yuan using his wit. Fang Yuan refusing to attack was increasingly putting pressure on himself. A sheathed sword is the most dangerous, because one would not be able to predict where the sword is going to stab. Although Fang Yuan had not struck and was secretly watching the battle, he had been able to divert Bai Ning Bing's attention all this time. If not for this diversion, the Xiong Li group would have lost long ago. Otherwise, they would not be able to hold on for so long. This Bai Ning Bing is very meticulous. First, he killed the bold lightning wolf decisively, reducing a pawn that I could use. Next, he risked getting injured to killing the healing goo master in Xiong Li group. All these actions are the most sensible decisions to make in his situation. Although he is engaging in serious combat with Xiong Li group, he is still holding back to prevent my attack. In fact, under the shadow of a nearby tree, Fang Yuan crossed his arm as he watched, his eyes shining with uncertainty. It was not that he did not want to strike, but he just could not find an opportunity to. He was not anxious though. The longer this dragged on, the more battle strength would be drained from Bai Ning Bing. The 10 extreme bodies had a supreme primeval essence recovery rate, much more than a grade, but it still was spent up over time. The longer Fang Yuan waited, the more primeval essence used up in Bai Ning Bing's aperture, and the more the scales of victory would shift towards Fang Yuan. If Bai Ning Bing's aperture had no primeval essence left, so what if he is the northern dark eye soul body? One moonblade, and he's beheaded. Fang Yuan knew this, and Bai Ning Bing was aware of this fact as well. Although he currently had the upper hand, his heart was getting heavier. I cannot continue like this. Bai Ning Bing's blue eyes shone as he took a large step back, pulling some distance from the Xiong Li group. Next he gulped, his throat expanding like something had risen from his stomach into his mouth. His jaw was raised high as he opened his mouth in difficulty. An icy blue-colored small bird popped out of his mouth, its head raising above his white teeth. It looked around and soon found a locked onto a specific gaze. Jumping out of Bai Ning Bing's mouth, the small, icy bird flapped its wings strongly, flying towards Xiong Li. The small blue bird was cute like a pigeon, but Xiong Li and the others' faces lost their color upon seeing it. Rank 3 blue bird ice coffin goo? Get away from it, quickly. The Xiong Li group frantically tried to dodge around, but this blue ice bird was not like the moonblade. Once sent out, it was locked onto the target. Boom! It smashed into the support goo master in Xiong Li group, before promptly exploding. Frosty air blew all over the place, and the piercing blue light from the explosion lit up the entire battlefield. The next second, the blue light dispersed, and a partially transparent block of ice was revealed, a cold, watery blue in color. The goo master was visibly sealed within the ice block, his face still retaining the fear and anxiety before death, but he had lost all signs of life. Even though Bai Ningbing was already a rank 3 Gu master, once a rank 3 Gu worm was used, his suppressed rank 2 primeval essence in his aperture would be rapidly used up. At the same time, it cannot display the true power of a rank 3 Gu worm. Moreover, once used, during the following period, the enemy can make use of this opportunity to attack. But Xiong Li's group of 3 were frozen in shock instead, startled by this bluebird ice coffin goo. Bai Ningbing did not follow up the attack, and instead turned around and left, attempting to leave the battlefield. This was a wise decision, for if he continued, the situation would become more disadvantageous for him. Damn it. Bai Ningbing, don't run if you have guts. Big brother Xiong Xian was killed by him. Kill him. Take revenge for brother Xiong Xian. Xiong Li group cursed loudly, but could not catch up. Originally, the 4 of them were barely enough to form an encirclement, but now that they had one less person, their blockade was easily broken by Bai Ningbing. Seeing that Bai Ningbing was about to leave the battlefield, at this time, a moonblade flew out from among the bushes, and a person leapt out and quickly following after. Bam! Bai Ningbing's ice blade waved and dispelled the moonblade. But his abdomen was hit by someone, throwing him back by 3 large steps. During this period, Xiong Li and the others were sobered from their stupor, getting close and surrounded by Ningbing again. Bai Ningbing ignored the 3, staring at the newcomer instead, chuckling. So you finally appeared. It's Fang Yuan. Xiong Lin's eyes shone, seeing a glimmer of hope. Fang Yuan, good job. Xiong Jiang was overjoyed, shouting. Xiong Li stayed silent. Although he seemed rash, his thoughts were more meticulous than anyone else. Fang Yuan did not strike earlier, but suddenly appeared. Was he watching the battle all along? The thought of this possibility brought him unease. Fang Yuan smiled mildly, showing a victorious appearance, but his heart sank. Bai Ningbing's act of retreating was to force him to appear. Fang Yuan was clear of his intentions and saw through it. But so what if he did? He had to show up. Xiong Li's expression was also taken into account, and he had expected it. Rest assured, everyone. He opened his mouth. I've informed the clan, just hang in there for a little longer. Reinforcements are coming. Xiong Li was relieved at once. Xiong Lin, Xiong Zhang's battle spirits were ignited, and Bai Ningbing suddenly laughed loudly. Haha, so he's called Fang Yuan, such an interesting guy. I only want to kill you even more now. I'm afraid you're not capable enough to achieve that. Fang Yuan's eyes shone with cold light, taking a step forward. Bai Ningbing, the heavens want you dead. You're finished. Xiong Jiang gritted his teeth, running into Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing, you are too arrogant. You will pay the price today. Xiong Lin growled, moving towards Bai Ningbing's back. Fang Yuan, stay back a little. Back us up and prevent Bai Ningbing from escaping. Xiong Li said if Fang Yuan interfered, it would destroy the chemistry the 3 of them shared. Battle continued. Fang Yuan's expression was tranquil while he continued to constantly attack, treating Xiong Li's words as if they were air. The Xiong Li group frowned. Outsider interference would cause the battle formation to be chaotic, and their cooperation would start to fail. But Fang Yuan's every attack was ruthless and decisive, having a strong grasp of opportunity, instead being of great help to them. At first, Xiong Li growled threateningly at him. But soon, he shut the fuck up. His frowning face slowly eased, and his brows started to raise instead, revealing his surprise towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan did not strike much, but each attack he made had great implications on the battle. Once his master-level methods were displayed, he instantly grasped the battle in his hands. Xiong Li's group of 5 originally were at a disadvantage when fighting Bai Ningbing, and ended up getting 2 of their members killed. But once Fang Yuan joined in, along with the 3's combined combat prowess, they managed to suppress Bai Ningbing into a corner. Bai Ningbing, just go and die. Xiong Li growled loudly, jumping up and landing heavily. His 10 fingers intertwined to form a punch, slamming toward Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing wanted to dodge, but Fang Yuan appeared at that moment, and at the same time shot out a moonblade, blocking the direction where he wanted to leap. Bai Ningbing had no choice but to endure Xiong Li's attack. Water shield goo. From his nostrils, 2 lines of water vapor coiled around his body, forming a spherical barrier of condensed moisture. With a loud impact and a compressed pop, Xiong Li's heavy punch landed on the barrier, breaking through it instantly. But this act also caused the punch to lose all its built-up velocity and allowed Bai Ningbing to escape death. Even so, Xiong Li took a glance at Fang Yuan, showing signs of admiration. If not for his superb cooperation, this hit would have been avoided by Bai Ningbing. It would not have forced Bai Ningbing to take the hit head-on, expending his primeval essence. Water Shield Gu again. Fang Yuan did not mind Xiong Li's gaze, but focused on Bai Ningbing. Frowning that it was this Water Shield Gu that alleviated Bai Ningbing's predicament. The defensive power of the Water Shield was superior to even the White Jade Gu. But it had a weakness. He needed to form a ball shape and rely on the moving water to draw the force away, dispersing the damage in order to display its full defensive capabilities. If Bai Ningbing was up against a wall, he cannot form a ball shape and his defense power would be greatly reduced. There are many forests on Qingmao Mountain, but even then Bai Ningbing had been very careful, making sure not to get into a tight spot. As long as I beat this Water Shield Gu, I can put Bai Ningbing in a tight spot. But how? Fang Yuan was thinking, but suddenly Bai Ningbing's mouth opened, and a new blue bird flew out. Xiong Li and the others were fearful of this attack, but Fang Yuan was not flustered in the least. He snorted coldly, shooting a moonblade. With a bam, the moonblade hit the ice bird, causing it to explode. Bai Ningbing growled in a low voice. He was too close by, and after the ice bird exploded, he was hit by it too. The impact caused him to fly up and then fall onto the ground. At the same time, half of his left limb was frozen, losing its ability to fight. Divine opportunity. Seeing this, Xiong Li's eyes shone with brilliance, shouting, "Go die!" and his arms gathered to form another punch towards Bai Ningbing. This hit was too heavy, and as Bai Ningbing was on the ground, the Water Shield Gu's defensive capabilities were less than half of the usual. If this hit his head, there was no doubt that he, Bai Ningbing, would instantly die. Chapter 137, Shadow of Death. Seeing that Xiong Li's fist was about to hit Bai Ningbing, Xiong Lin and Xiong Jiang both showed a joyful expression. Only Fang Yuan stood far away, his eyes shining with solemnness. With his understanding of Bai Ningbing, how could he commit such a beginner's mistake? As expected, at this moment, Bai Ningbing suddenly struck. His right hand and forearm's flesh all turned into a transparent blue frosty ice. From outside, his finger bones could be seen. His fingers gathered straight, forming a palm blade and striking like lightning, puncturing Xiong Li's heart. Ugh! Xiong Li's descending body came to a halt. He stared with wide-opened eyes, lowering his head and staring at his chest in disbelief. How can this be? Lord Xiong Li. With the sudden twist of events, Xiong Jiang and Xiong Lin could not believe it. You think my right arm was really broken by your punch? Naive. I already used the rank 3 ice muscle Gu and trained a body of ice muscles. This is the ultimate defense. The reason I pretended earlier was to give a certain someone a surprise. Bai Ningbing slowly got up, showing disdain in his eyes, and at the end of his speech, he looked towards Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's expression was calm, staring at him too. Plop. Bai Ningbing. Xiong Li opened his mouth, saying his last words with difficulty. Bai Ningbing's ice hand spread out some cold air and froze his heart, cutting off his life force. Scheming scumbag. I will fight it out with you. Xiong Lin saw Xiong Li's death firsthand, and under the extreme pain and anger, he ignored his own danger and charged towards Bai Ningbing. Xiong Lin, calm down. Xiong Jiang acted in time, restraining Xiong Lin. Group leader is dead. We are no longer his match. Quickly leave. I'll block him. Xiong Jiang controlled his sadness and said, Brother Xiong Jiang. Xiong Lin was dumbfounded, his eyes turning red. Xiong Jiang shrugged his hand backwards and took a step forwards, blocking Bai Ningbing. Shadow Bond Gu. The shadow below his feet suddenly came alive, distorting creepily, connecting itself to Bai Ningbing's shadow. I have the Shadow Bond Gu. Once I get hurt, Bai Ningbing takes the same damage. He won't kill me so easily. Xiong Lin, you are still young and have better talent than me or group leader. Go away quickly. Xiong Jiang's gaze was locked onto Bai Ningbing as he shouted, Brother Xiong Jiang. Xiong Lin's eyes were teary. He knew the weakness of the Shadow Bond Gu. In the previous battle, Xiong Jiang had used the Gu Worm too, but once Bai Ningbing pulled sufficient distance, the shadow would split. Xiongjiang saying this was just to console him. Especially now, Xiongjiang did not have enough primeval essence. He had already used up too much, and even the roaming zombie goo had stopped working. Xionglin's feet seems to have taken roots, as he refused to move a step. He turned around, staring at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan, why are the reinforcements not here yet? Fang Yuan did not speak, only staring firmly at Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing moved his right arm, and after a while, his right arm regained its fleshy state. He used a mocking tone. Reinforcements? They would have come long ago if it was the case, but this is all a lie. TSK, TSK, TSK. You are even more naive than the other one. You really think such a cheap method like Shadow Bond Goo can restrain me? He stared at the shadow in disdain, not giving a fuck. Fang Yuan, is this true? Xiong Lin clenched his fist, eyes speaking fire as he asked furiously. Fang Yuan did not care about him, but stared at Bai Ningbing, his mouth curling into a smile. That move earlier, it expended your primeval essence, right? By now, how much primeval essence do you still have in your aperture? Xiong Li used a defensive goo worm, but it was weaker than Fang Yuan's white jade goo. The result was that his defense was penetrated, but such an attack is clearly not owned by a rank 2 goo master. According to the earlier situation, Fang Yuan guessed that Bai Ningbing used the rank 3 Frost Demon Goo. This goo's ability was strong, renowned among the rank 3 goo, but overuse harmed the user. Joint problems were just a light symptom, but if serious, one's muscles could be frozen and damaged, thus it needed to be used with other goo worms. Bai Ningbing had said earlier that his muscles had become ice muscles and could take the cold of the frost. Thus, when used together with the Frost Demon Goo, they complemented each other. This was still Bai Ningbing using rank 2 primeval essence to forcefully activate a rank 3 goo worm, so it had to have high consumption, but he needed to use such a method to break the stalemate. Bai Ningbing's expression changed. The move earlier had caused a great consumption of his primeval essence, and Fang Yuan saw through it. Thus, after killing Xiong Li, he did not strike again, but used the talking time. To recover, he laughed heartily, nodding, and confessed, "Not bad. My primeval essence is running dry. I left my right limb and used to lure you to attack. But you didn't fall for it. The real battle is just starting, isn't it?" Fang Yuan squinted. If Bai Ningbing denied it, he would attack without doubt. But Bai Ningbing confessed, showing a look of fearlessness. Either that Bai Ningbing knew he was going to die, showing no fear towards death, or he probably had other strong trump cards and had great confidence in surviving. Ordinary goo masters only had 3 to 5 goo worms. Even Qing Shu and Qi Shan were as such. But there are exceptions, for example Fang Yuan, with the Moon Glow Goo, White Jade Goo, Stealth Scales Goo, 4-flavor Liquor Worm, Spring Autumn Cicada, Earth Communication Ear, Grass and 9-leaf Vitality Grass. He had 7 goo worms in his possession. Bai Ningbing was the Bai clan's hope and had the Northern Dark Ice Soul body, an absolute genius. From the start of his cultivating journey, he had received the full support of his clan, his wealth definitely greater than Fang Yuan. Up till now, he had displayed over 6 goo worms. Fang Yuan was sure that he had others, and these goo worms allowed him to be calm despite being in this position of having little primeval essence. Actually, the most troublesome kind of opponent is like him, not only having talent, but not fearing death, and having large amount of goo worms in hand. With these 3, it greatly affected a goo master's battle in terms of victory or loss. Especially goo worms, with a strong or special one, it can allow a goo master to overturn the situation. Bai Ningbing's Frost Demon Goo was a rank 3 goo worm, so even with Fang Yuan's White Jade Goo defending, he could be penetrated. This is also why Fang Yuan had not engaged Bai Ningbing personally. Fang Yuan had used Guyu Manshur, Xiong Li and others to fish out Bai Ningbing's secrets. After all, only knowing one's enemy can one be assured of victory. In comparing talent, Fang Yuan was only a C grade. Compared to Bai Ningbing, it was a world of difference. Bai Ningbing started cultivating earlier and had the clan's assistance, and he had more outstanding goo worms in his possession than Fang Yuan. In terms of temperament, his fearlessness towards death made him almost invulnerable. The difference between the two was that Bai Ningbing was strong, and Fang Yuan was weak. This is the truth. He had to accept it and understand it. But battles are interesting because the strong might not necessarily win, and the weak might not always fall. Fang Yuan wanting to win against the odds, it was not impossible, but he had to use all of the methods he had, and make use of all the strength he could gather. Guyu Manshur was just the beginning, and Xiongli group is not the end. Thinking so, Fang Yuan struck. With a moonblade, a head flew away, and blood spewed. This moment, Bai Ningbing's iris shrunk to pin size, his face changing color. Fang Yuan's moonblade did not attack him, but was aimed at Xiongjiang's head. Xiongjiang did not expect Fang Yuan's betrayal. Bai Ningbing's pressure was too great, and all his attention was gathered on the latter. He did not have much primeval essence left, so to conserve them, he did not maintain the roaming zombie goo, thus getting one shot. Bam! Bai Ningbing's face was pale as he vomited a mouthful of blood, and at the same time, his ears, nose and eyes had blood traces. Ever since the battle started, this was the most severe injury he had sustained. Shadow Bond Goo. With the shared damage effect, when the Shadow Bond Goo Master sustains an injury, the Chain-Linked Goo Master takes 10% of the damage. Now that Xiongjiang is dead, his injuries were connected through the shadow and transmitted to Bai Ningbing. This injury with a direct effect. Even if Bai Ningbing had the water shield goo, it cannot block against it. Fang Yuan, what have you done? A second later, Xiong came back from shock and shouted in a furious voice, heartbroken. Fang Yuan ignored him, his body glowing with white jade light as he charged towards Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing getting such an injury, his body was wavering, and his head was dizzy. His battle strength dropped drastically. Seeing Fang Yuan attacking, he retreated immediately. Bai Ningbing, didn't you want a life and death battle? Fang Yuan chased relentlessly. Bai Ningbing gritted his teeth, escaping silently. His footsteps were messy, but he forced himself to focus, ignoring Fang Yuan's taunting. Although he knew he was a dying man and did not fear death, he was not stupid, and with such a dangerous situation, his heart grew calmer. Xiong stood on the spot, not choosing to help Fang Yuan chase Bai Ningbing. His heart was filled with pain and anger. He hated Bai Ningbing, and also detested Fang Yuan. Bai and Fang moved closely, traversing the valley. As time passed, Bai Ningbing's injuries slowly recovered, and his nose and eyes stopped bleeding. Slowly his footsteps became more composed. He did not simply run away, but during this time, used his goo worm to heal his body's injuries. Fang Yuan's pursued, and his heart was secretly shocked. Previously, Bai Ningbing's primeval essence was almost fully expended, but during this time, the amount he recovered was enough to heal his own injuries. Northern Dark Ice Soul Body, 10 extreme talents. What sort of primeval essence recovery speed is this? The more he knew, the more determined he was to kill Bai Ningbing. Moonglow Goo. Fang Yuan sent a moonblade around the size of a face flying. It flew across the sky, emitting a buzzing sound. Bai Ningbing heard this sound and tried to dodge, but his arm still got sliced away. An injury appeared and blood poured out. But the injury was quickly covered by a layer of frost, stopping the blood. Bai Ningbing had obtained the ice muscles, and once this is achieved, it was like the black and white boar. Goo's strength increase. It required no primeval essence to sustain, but Bai Ningbing's heart continued to sink. Before his old injuries healed, new injuries would come. Evidently, Fang Yuan wanted to slowly grind him to death. Chapter 138. Someone is actually chasing and trying to kill Bai Ningbing? There has never been anyone who forced me into such a state. Fang Yuan, you are interesting. Once I recover adequately, I'll definitely kill you. Bai Ningbing screamed in his heart as he ran. The killing intent from Fang Yuan had him feel suffocated. This to him was an unprecedented experience. The thick aura of death made his body shudder, and it developed a twisted sense of excitement. Behind him, Fang Yuan was chasing and getting closer. Take this. He suddenly flicked his wrist and threw a black-colored goo worm. Fang Yuan's steps came to a halt as if an enemy had appeared, but once he got closer, he found out that this was the plunder goo from Xiongjiang. Splat, with a light sound. Fang Yuan caught this goo worm in his hands. The plunder goo was a black beetle, and at a normal size, its head had a pair of metal antennae, and its back had white spots. Once the spring-autumn cicada revealed its aura, Fang Yuan easily refined this plunder goo and kept it in its aperture with some use of its primeval essence. He continued chasing, for by Ningbing to even use such a method, it showed the severity of his injuries and the desperate situation he was in. But with this action, the distance between Fang Yuan and him had been pulled apart again. Unfortunately, I lack a movement goo worm. If I had such a goo worm, I would have caught up to Bai Ningbing already. Fang Yuan sighed in his heart. This Fang Yuan? He actually refined the plunder goo instantly? Bai Ningbing was shocked in his heart. He obtained this plunder goo and had been refining it for the last few days. Although there were improvements, the process was tough and he did not succeed. This is also because Xiongzhan's death had an indirect relationship with him. The will of this plunder goo originated from Xiongzhan, thus, it had greater hatred towards Bai Ningbing and raised the difficulty in refining it. But Fang Yuan instantly refined this plunder goo. And Bai Ningbing, who only used his side vision to see this, could feel his heart turn shocked and dismayed. There are a few goo worms that can achieve this, but Bai Ningbing had never owned one. To think that Fang Yuan would instead, unknowingly. He had become more wary of Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan's image in his heart had intensified in a dangerous and mysterious way. However, as time passed, Fang Yuan's heart was the one that sank. The longer it dragged, the more primeval essence would be recovered by Ningbing, and the lesser injuries he has. Fang Yuan's advantage over him would become milder and milder. I'm afraid I won't be able to kill him this time. Fang Yuan sighed in his heart. According to this development, it won't be long before Bai Ningbing's injury and primeval essence recover sufficiently. Although Fang Yuan had been using the Moonglow goo to intensify the injuries on him. The Northern Dark Eye Soul Body's talent is too outstanding, it can be said to be a gift from heaven. The primeval essence recovery rate was even faster than Fang Yuan using primeval stones, unless the people in front encountered a wolf pack and are trapped. Or there will be a goo master group appearing and can temporarily block Bai Ningbing. But if it is a Bai clan group, I'm in danger. Fang Yuan's thoughts flowed like a whirlpool as he started to have intentions to retreat. Their chase was a long road, but in the middle they did not encounter a single pack of wolves or a goo master group. This meant to say that Bai Ningbing, who was selecting the escape route, also has a recon goo worm and can avoid danger. Qingmao Mountain is so huge, he can escape in all directions. Fang Yuan has no way to force Bai Ningbing to run in one direction. Against the wolf tide, the most important thing is to be united and not be isolated by the wolf tide. Once you are isolated, you are in danger, Qing Shu told Fang Zheng as they were rushing on the road. If the opponent is the bold lightning wolf pack, we can defend using terrain and defeat them head-on. But if it is the frenzy lightning wolf pack, the first thing to do is retreat, then use the signal goo and wait for the surrounding goo masters to regroup. We need at least 3 groups to cooperate to have a good chance of defeating the frenzy lightning wolf. Of course, opponents in the wolf tide are not just lightning wolves, but also goo masters. Saying so, Gu Qingshu paused. The other 4 knew who he was talking about. Evidently, it was Bai Ningbing. These days, Bai Ningbing had been challenging people all over, suppressing his cultivation and only using the rank 2 red steel primeval essence, and found trouble with Xiongli, Qishan, and the rest. From what he declared, Gu Qingshu is his next target. If we encounter Bai Ningbing, Gu Qingshu continued, the best would be to avoid battling. This sentence entered Fang Zheng's ears and caused his heart to feel disturbed. In his heart, Gu Qingshu, although mild on the outside, had a tough personality and stuck close to his principles. From Gu Qingshu, he could feel a strong sense of kinship. Towards Gu Qingshu, he respected and loved him, and naturally was not willing to see Bai Ningbing being superior to Qingshu. Everyone is discussing Bai Ningbing. What kind of person is he? Fang Zheng frowned and asked. The 3 other people in the group became solemn. Gu Qingshu smiled kindly towards Fang Zheng. He is Qingmao Mountain's #1 genius. Fang Zheng, listen well. You are still young and have a great talent. You might be able to surpass him in the future. So before you fully grow up, avoid direct conflicts with him. Remember the story I told you before? Lowering your head and raising it. Sometimes, people have to lower their heads. Fang Zheng looked towards Qingshu, and when they made eye contact, he could not help but nod and respond, I understand. Brother Qingshu, please be rest assured. Good. Qingshu was still speaking, when suddenly the recon goo master interrupted. Not too far away ahead, there is a goo master rapidly moving. Everyone's expressions changed. The healing goo master Gu Yaohong's expression was solemn. Must be a small group that got scattered by the wolf pack. Let's go save them. Fang Zheng said instead. Could it be Bai Ningbing? Doesn't he travel alone usually? It could be him, or not. But if it really is a Gu master that got lost, no matter which village, they're our alliance mate. We have to go save them, Gu Qingshu said, turning direction and charging towards the Gu master. The four around him followed closely. But quickly, the Recon Gu master spoke. It is not a Gu master. Behind the first Gu master, there is another one. It's actually two Gu masters, huh? It seems that the situation is just like Sister Yao Hong had said. It should be a group that got separated by the wolf packs. Gu Fangzheng sighed a breath of relief. Gu Qingshu's expression was unchanging, but the other three's expression became more relaxed. At this point, if one was observing from a higher point of view, they would see Qingshu's group, Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing, getting closer along the mountain road. Oh. Bai Ningbing's expression changed. He had a recon Gu, and he felt that a group of 5 Gu masters were approaching. He quickly changed his direction. Although he had a recon-type Gu worm, it could not detect the identities of the people ahead. Every Gu worm had one ability, thus it had pros and cons. Taking Fang Yuan's earth communication eargrass for example, it can hear noise and is most sensitive to footsteps, but it cannot discern information like male or female. And if a Gu master uses the silent step Gu, they can conceal their footsteps and he would not be able to detect them. Not knowing who it was, to play it safe, Bai Ningbing chose to avoid them, but this time, the situation was different. Qingshu's group was full of elites, and their recon Gu master was a professional as well. There's someone. Soon after, Fang Yuan detected the existence of Qingshu group. He was sprinting, and his right ear had roots growing out, but did not go into the ground, thus his detection range was not even half of its peak. Bai Ningbing changed his running direction again, but Qingshu group followed closely, changing their direction to match. This way, be it Bai Ningbing or Fang Yuan, their expressions turned serious. The two were extremely clever, they knew at once. This unknown group is the biggest. Uncertainty, it would definitely affect the result of the battle. If it is a Bai clan group, I will immediately use the stealth scales Gu and retreat. But if it is the other two clans, hee. Fang Yuan's eyes shone with coldness. He knew that this decision carried certain risks. If it was a Bai clan group and the Gu masters among them had a detection method, he would be chased into a dead end. But if he lost this prime opportunity, he would probably never have another shot at killing Bai Ningbing. Furthermore, whichever clan the Gu masters are from, Fang Yuan had a 66% chance, while Bai Ningbing only had 1/3. So Fang Yuan had reason to gamble. As they sprinted, the two parties continued to get closer. We can almost see them, right behind that turning point. The recon Gu master pointed at a curve along the mountain path. They could not help but slow their footsteps. Awaiting the meeting further ahead, a white figure turned around the corner and appeared in front of them. Bai Ningbing. Fang Zheng shouted in dismay. He had obviously seen Bai Ningbing's portrait before. The other four, even Qingshu's expression sank. Bai Ningbing is in such a sorry state. He must have encountered a frenzy lightning wolf pack. Humph, he deserves this. Traveling alone in the wolf tide. What airs is he trying to put on? Everyone at once did not go up and meet with him. Bai Ningbing's movements and expression showed signs of escaping. This caused Qingshu group to feel happy internally. But at this moment, Fang Yuan shouted from over the corner, Bai Ningbing, why are you running? I must kill you today. Saying this, he was trying to test water. Using the earth communication eargrass, he knew that around the corner, there was an unknown group of 5. If it is a Bai clan group, this proclamation would invite their intense rebuttal. Around the corner, Qingshu and the others heard this, and their eyeballs rolled wide. What's going on? There's actually someone chasing and trying to kill Bai Ningbing? Did I get it wrong? Something like this is happening? Getting Bai Ningbing into such a pathetic state. Who in the world is behind him? Gu Yao Hong could not help but look at each other. A look of shock all over their faces. Gu Fangzheng was shocked and suspicious. This voice, why is it so familiar? Before he could remember the owner of the voice, Fang Yuan turned around the corner. What? Gu Qingshu's serious expression turned into dumbfoundedness. The other four stared with their eyes wide opened. After seeing Fang Yuan appear, their eyeballs almost dropped. This. Gu Yaoji opened her mouth wide, big enough to swallow a duck egg. Big brother. Fangzheng was tongue-tied. It's him. Even Gu Qingshu, with outstanding composure, was shocked beyond words. Chapter 139. Broken Arm. Who was Bai Ningbing? The #1 genius of Qingmao Mountain. Someone who could single-handedly change the structure of the 3 clans, whose cultivation speed left everyone dumbfounded. dimming the luster of even a great genius's. No one doubted his future accomplishments. Even his enemies had no choice but to accept the fact his talent was unparalleled. However, now someone was actually making this genius flee in such a wretched state. No one among the Qing Shu group expected this. What was even more astonishing was that the person chasing after Bai Ningbing was actually from their clan, Fang Yuan. Regarding their impressions of Fang Yuan, they were mainly based around the arena battles and chasing away river-swallowing Toad. And since the moment Fang Yuan had admitted defeat to Xiang Li, his true strength was widely underestimated. When did Fang Yuan become so powerful? The Qing Shu group found this difficult to accept. Fang Yuan turned around the corner. Guyu Qing Shu. His mind jolted when he saw the Guyu Qing Shu group. I won the gamble. Bai Ningbing, today will be the day you die, Fang Yuan thought. He shouted, little brother, you were here. Great. Quickly stop Bai Ningbing. He is a heinous murderer who killed the Xiongli group and even our clan's Guyu Manshur group. What? But our clans have signed a treaty. No, nothing is too excessive for Bai Ningbing. So it was like that. No wonder Fang Yuan was able to chase Bai Ningbing. The Qing Shu group was shocked and came to a realization. It seemed that after Bai Ningbing had fought several intense battles, his fighting power had fallen to its lowest state, allowing Fang Yuan to luckily seize the upper hand. Am I really going to die here? No, I have just enough primeval essence to self-detonate the frost demon goo. I still have hope. Bai Ningbing thought in his mind. In front of him was the Qing Shu group, and behind him was Fang Yuan. The situation was extremely unfavorable. Actually, there was a rift in Fang Yuan and Fang Zheng's relationship. Fang Zheng naturally wouldn't heed Fang Yuan's words. However, Bai Ningbing didn't know of this. As an outsider, he only saw the similarity in appearance between Fang Zheng and Fang Yuan, and firmly made a choice. He lifted his right arm, pouring all the hard-earned primeval essence that he had recovered into the frost demon goo in his right palm. The muscles in his right arm transformed into a light blue ice. One could clearly see the white bones of his arm within the ice. Bang! With an explosive sound, Bai Ningbing's whole right arm suddenly self-detonated. Steam and mist arose, and an intense chill started to crazily pervade the surroundings. Snap, crack, pure. White frost spread onto the narrow mountain path in the blisteringly hot summer, covering the soil and the trees. The temperature abruptly dropped. He sacrificed his entire right arm. Fang Zheng was aghast by Bai Ningbing's ruthless move. Quick, retreat. Guyu Qing Shu grabbed Fang Zheng and hurriedly ran away. Great amounts of frost rushed towards them like the wolf tide. It would be very troublesome if they actually got frozen. Fang Yuan retreated to a distance of 100 steps along with the Qing Shu group as the onslaught of frost gradually dwindled. Originally, the mountain path had been full of lush trees, filled with the fragrance of wild plants. Now, it had become a world of ice. The trees were all frozen, and there was a thick layer of snow on the ground. Fang Yuan stepped onto the snow and approached the middle of the mountain path. Bai Ningbing's whole body was frozen in ice like an insect in amber, his expression still showing the malevolent decisiveness and ruthlessness of his personality. He suicided, Fang Zheng muttered. The Qing Shu group had quickly followed after Fang Yuan. No. Qing Shu's expression was very heavy. Bai Ningbing has already formed ice muscles. This layer of ice crystals won't freeze him to death and will instead act as his armor, giving him time to recover. Fang Yuan stared closely at Bai Ningbing and threw a moon blade. Screech! The moon blade produced a crisp sound when it struck the ice crystals. On the 3 meters high and 2 meters wide ice crystal, there was only a shallow scar. But in just a moment, the cold aura within the ice crystal filled the injury and the scar disappeared. Fang Yuan, is what you said earlier true? Qing Shu turned his gaze towards Fang Yuan. Of course. Only Xiong Lin remains of the Xiongli group, and he can testify for me. We can't stay here for too long. The details will have to wait. We must quickly leave this place. Fang Yuan nodded and answered. He had made up his mind to leave. He knew he was unable to destroy this ice crystal. Even if they were to combine their strengths to destroy it, it would waste a lot of time and primeval essence. If Bai Ningbing broke out of the ice, their fighting strength would have dropped and his fighting strength would have recovered, making it a bad situation if a battle started. Leave? Why should we leave? Fang Zheng couldn't refrain from asking in a loud voice. Bai Ningbing has already destroyed his right arm, and with the battles he went through, he is tired both mentally and physically. We can break open this ice crystal and activate the signal goo for the clan's reinforcements to eliminate him. This is an extremely rare opportunity. Everyone's hearts were moved by these words. Since Fang Yuan could chase by Ning Bing and try to kill him, why can't we do the same? Several Gu masters looked at each other, and they couldn't help but have such thoughts. If we kill Bai Ning Bing, we will become great heroes of the Guyu clan. But if we kill him, won't the Bai village start a war in their anger? And now, there is the wolf tide. No, it is exactly because there is a wolf tide that even if we kill Bai Ning Bing, Bai village will just have to swallow their bitterness. Right. A dead genius isn't a genius. The group members discussed, their minds set on the fame and glory. Truly stupid. How can you imagine the power of the northern dark eye soul physique? Fang Yuan squinted his eyes while sneering inwardly. He was not going to accompany these people if they wanted to look for death. Gu Qing Shu also hesitated. He, no doubt, had much deeper understanding of Bai Ning Bing than the rest of the group. He didn't know of the secret of the 10 extreme physiques, but he didn't have much yearning towards the fame from killing Bai Ning Bing either. He was indifferent towards fame and profits. He had once been nurtured by Guyu Bo as the next clan head, but he willingly gave up this position to Fang Zheng. His true concerns lay within the interests of the clan, and his heart was intricately linked with the clan's well-being. Bai village's emergence is completely due to Bai Ning Bing. If we kill Bai Ning Bing, our Guyu clan will remain the #1 clan of Qingmao Mountain. Although Bai Ning Bing is a rank 3 Gu master, I have the wood charm Gu and the ability to fight with him. Moreover, he just lost his right arm, and he will certainly need some time to get used to the absence of a limb. This can be the greatest disadvantage in a life and death battle. Qing Shu thought. Gu Qing Shu's gaze turned resolute. Fang Yuan was observing Qing Shu's expression the entire time. He realized what the latter had chosen to do when he saw Qing Shu's expression. If Gu Qing Shu uses the wood charm Gu without any regards to the consequences, he will be much stronger than the average rank 3 Gu master and even have the power to surpass levels and fight. However, the one he is facing is Bai Ning Bing, who possesses the northern dark eye soul physique. The battle definitely won't be easy. Since Bai Ning Bing can dilute his primeval essence and suppress his cultivation, he can naturally restore his rank 3 cultivation. Right now, he has enough time inside the ice crystal to remove this restriction. Once he breaks out, he will very likely be as a rank 3 Gu master. Bai Ning Bing was extremely talented, and Fang Yuan had needed external help to fight against him even when Bai Ning Bing's cultivation was suppressed to rank 2. Once Bai Ning Bing enters rank 3, his fighting strength would rise by several times. Fang Yuan was the main cause of the loss of his right arm. When the battle begins, Bai Ning Bing's ruthless temperament will definitely target Fang Yuan. Moreover, Fang Yuan had some concerns and didn't want to reveal his true strength in front of Gu Qing Shu. Thus, Fang Yuan immediately expressed his intention to leave and left the battlefield, ignoring the urges of others to stay. He really left. Such a coward. Him leaving is good. If he were to meddle, it might instead destroy our tacit teamwork. Ha ha ha, it really frightened me when I saw him chasing after Bai Ning Bing. Now, it seems Fang Yuan is indeed Fang Yuan, a coward who admitted defeat in the Gu battle competition. Quitted. Everyone has their own ambitions. At least, he gave us intel on Bai Ning Bing before he left. Moreover, he will inform the clan who will send reinforcements. As Qing Shu gazed at the departing figure of Fang Yuan, his brows slightly furrowed. Group leader, you are too kind. There is no need to justify for cowards like Fang Yuan. Right? Although Fang Yuan is Fang Zheng's older brother, the way I see it, one is earth and the other is heaven. I have already stopped talking with Fang Yuan. Fang Zheng's face grew red. He felt ashamed at Fang Yuan's running away before battle. Fang Zheng, you leave too? Gu Qingshu suddenly spoke. What? Fang Zheng's eyes were wide open. As the clan's only a grade talent, we can't lose you. Bai Ning Bing may have lost an arm, but the following battle will definitely be very dangerous. For the clan, we can die, but you, Fang Zheng, must not die. The other 4 members were all moved. Well said. A bright laughter echoed and an old Gu master appeared. Lord Elder. Fang Zheng promptly paid his respects. He recognized this man as a very senior clan elder. The elder drew near, looking at Gu Qingshu with praise. Gu Bo raised a great adopted son. With such feelings of fighting to the death for the clan, why would we have to worry about our Guyu clan not expanding? Fang Zheng was still growing up, and after the Wang heir's assassination attempt, the clan had sent an elder to always follow Fang Zheng and protect him. Fang Zheng, you don't need to take part in the fight. But don't leave. You can just observe from a distance. Isn't it just a Bai Ning Bing? I've always heard about how outstanding he is and how he has the strength of an elder. Now it seems he is only just a kid. How much battle experience can he have? Mutilating himself, he is really amateurish. The elder snorted in disdain. Gu Qingshu still wanted to persist in his own viewpoint, but it wouldn't be good to refute the elder's decision. Asa Jr. He needed to respect the old and take care of the young. How could he so easily refute and question his elder? Chapter 140, Gu Qingshu vs. Bai Ningbing Part 1. The time Bai Ningbing took to break out of the ice was shorter than anyone had imagined. With a loud crack, the ice crystal began to fracture, the cracks intensifying until it completely broke from within. The clan elder, Gu Qingshu, Gu Yaohong and the others, totaling up to 5 altogether, had surrounded him. Gu Fangzheng was standing far away on the mountain slope, staring at the battle from a higher ground while staying vigilant. Once a Bai clan Gu master group appears, he has to send out a warning immediately. Bai Ningbing, you dare to kill the Gu masters in our clan, breaking the 3-clan alliance openly. Paying a life for a life is natural law. What else do you have to say? The clan elder said with a haughty snort. Bai Ningbing did not pay him any mind, staying quiet and staring at his right arm instead. His left arm floundered in vain, grasping nothing as it was reaching for something that wasn't even there in the first place. He started to frown, his face dim like water as lightning started to nurture between his eyes. Actually forcing me to lose off my right arm, this guy is called Fang Yuan. Right. Listening to Xiongli and Qing Shu's words, he had already learned Fang Yuan's name. Muttering, Bai Ningbing's pair of crystal blue eyes was filled with extremely callous killing intent. His body emanated the oppressive aura of a rank 3 Gu master. As Fang Yuan had predicted earlier, with the capabilities to seal his own cultivation, Bai Ningbing was also able to release the restrictions on it. It was just that in the battle earlier, he did not have sufficient time to unlock it. Now, the white-silver primeval essence of rank 3 filled his aperture fully. The dense primeval essence placed great pressure on his surrounding aperture walls. Bai Ningbing knew that he was moving towards the path of destruction. A Gu master's aperture produced primeval essence, and the primeval essence in turn nurtures the aperture. The truth being, as long as the primeval essence exists within the aperture, it acts as a form of nurturing towards the aperture. It is just that this effect is not very evident, far less effective than the Gu master using the primeval essence to do so. This was similar to how a still sea water would still have a corrosive effect towards surrounding rocks. But this effect is less evident than the waves hitting on the rocks. But to the northern dark eye soul physique, after attaining rank 3, even if they do not expend primeval essence, as long as the primeval essence is stored in the aperture, the nurturing effect would be the same as if a Gu master was actively using the primeval essence to nurture their aperture. This is the secret behind the northern dark eye soul physique's ability to raise a Gu master's cultivation at rocket speed. Moreover, this nurturing effect would become stronger as the primeval essence is refined. At rank 4, as long as primeval essence exists within the aperture, they would nourish the aperture, and the effect would be several times better than a regular Gu master using primeval essence to nurture their aperture. With ordinary Gu masters, the higher their cultivation, the slower the speed of cultivation. However, the 10 extreme physiques were the opposite. The higher the cultivation, the stronger their aptitude and the faster their cultivation, until they explode into oblivion. As an analogy, it is similar to a person in free fall. Dependent on the posture and qualities of that person, they would continue to accelerate as they descended, albeit dying a horrible death once they reach the ground. The 10 extreme physiques cultivation technique is falling from the highest point with the most suited conditions to fall faster than anyone else. As their cultivation gets faster and faster, it only gives them the temporary glory that they attain before they face the threat of death approaching. Like a meteor landing on Earth, moving toward its own destruction, the point where it shines the brightest comes only at the very moment where it burns up completely in the atmosphere. Earlier, the reason Bai Ningbing had diluted his white-silver primeval essence into red steel primeval essence was because of this. Right now, his aperture was completely filled with white-silver primeval essence again, and he could feel that every second. His cultivation was steadily rising and improving, actually forcing me to use the white-silver primeval essence, and even making me go as far as to sacrifice the frost demon Gu. Where is Fang Yuan? Bai Ningbing's killing intent intensified as he asked. His blue iris swept across the surroundings, but could not find a trace of Fang Yuan. The frost demon Gu that he sacrificed was a rank 3 Gu worm, one that he only managed to refine after 3 failures and consuming a large amount of resources. Now that it was gone, it is truly a waste. Although Bai Ningbing is rank 3, it only happened recently, and even with the clan's support, he could not hog all the resources to himself. Thus, he only had 2 rank 3 goo worms. Now that the frost demon goo is gone, he only had the blue bird ice coffin goo left. The more he thought about it, the more he felt angered. Since the start of his youth, he had never suffered such a loss. If Fang Yuan was here, he'd have attacked in a frenzy with no one able to stop him. Bai Ningbing's disregard caused the Guyu clan elder to feel greatly humiliated. Arrogant young lad. Eat my moon blade slash? He shouted and jumped. Humph. Bai Ningbing's left arm swept, and the frost air that gushed out formed into a long ice blade. The original ice blade he created was only over a meter long, but now it was 2 meters in length, with an even deadlier edge and greater frost energy. Ching. The clan elder raised both hands shining with moonlight to collide with the ice blade, emitting a metallic noise. The clan elder's face was full of shock, however, as he took a step back, and both his palms clapped together and slashed out. Golden. Moon slash. A curved moon blade, over a meter long with a golden body, emitted a dominating aura as it flew out. The golden moonlight reflected on Bai Ningbing's pale face. He laughed as he raised the ice blade in his left hand, attacking head-on. Clank. Moon blade and ice blade colliding, the golden moon disappeared, and the ice blade broke into small fragments of ice. This is a battle between rank 3 goo masters. Really strong, not only the ice blade, but also that golden moon blade. I cannot block either. Far away, Fang Zheng watched in fascination, with his lacking knowledge. How can this be? A rank 2 ice blade goo, managing to block my rank 3 moon hand blade, as well as the golden moon. Clan elder stared with bulging eyes, disbelief in his tone. The northern dark ice soul physique had a strengthening effect towards ice goo, a variation of water-type goo. In addition, this boost grew stronger as the goo master's cultivation rose. Bai Ningbing, at rank 3 in cultivation, can make a rank 2 goo worm display rank 3 power. When he is rank 4, if he used a rank 4 goo worm, it would have an effect that can even surpass rank 5. Firstly, he suppressed his cultivation, thus only the effect of recovering primeval essence remained. Now that his limiter was off, and he was back to rank 3, the northern dark ice soul physique's true ability was starting to show up. Humph, old man, you don't know a lot of things. Bai Ningbing's feet paused, holding his ice blade horizontally, as he started to rotate. Hoo-hoo-hoo. The intense sound of the wind enveloped him as he became faster and faster. Howl. The wind seemed to have transformed into a beast howl. A 5-meter sword storm forming after a matter of minutes. The tornado-like winds were white in color, whipping out and causing the people nearby to have numbed senses. Quickly dodge. Even a clan elder, upon seeing this, did not dare to challenge it. He quickly avoided. But the other rank 2 goo masters could not manage to dodge in time. The ice blade storm came at once, with a speed 3 times or even greater than before. As soon as the 2 male goo masters were caught up in the storm, their cries came to a stop. In a matter of seconds, they were already minced to a paste by the ice blades and lost their lives on the spot. Save me. Yu Yao Hong screamed in fear, seeing that she was about to be swept into the tornado and perish. Green vine goo. Gu Qing Shu shot out green vines, which quickly coiled around Gu Yao Hong's waist like snakes, just as he was about to drag her back. The ice blade storm had already reached her, devouring her in one shot. Swish, swish, swish. The ice blades instantly went to work, cutting this female goo master into 5 or 6 pieces. The icy air had already frozen her blood before she could bleed. Soon after, these pieces were further cut into smaller pieces, forming palm-sized frozen corpse fragments. Yao Hong. Seeing this scene, Qing Shu grieved with sorrowful eyes. Sister Yao Hong. On the slope, Fang Zheng could not take such an intense scene, kneeling on the ground with a soulless gaze, tears overflowing from his eyes. Damn it. Steel shirt goo. The clan elder took a deep breath as his body glowed with black light. Looking as he was covered in a steel armor. He used both arms to cover his face as his legs sprinted, charging towards the icy blue ice blade storm. Chink chink chink. He charged inside bravely. In a few breaths' time, the ice blades hacked on his body numerous times, emitting a crisp sound. A moment later, the storm ended. Bai Ningbing and the clan elder faced each other. Old thing. You are asking for death. Bai Ningbing's blue iris were pure, complementing his white hair and white clothes while standing still in the cold winds. His left hand's ice blade had already broken into 2. But this did not stop it from penetrating the elder's heart. Clan elder lowered his head, staring at his left chest, his mouth emitting a sound of helplessness and shock. Bai Ningbing let go of his right hand, abandoning this ice blade. He walked past the clan elder, steadily approaching. Behind him, the clan elder's face was covered with a light blue frost, and soon he collapsed onto the ground to never get up again. Far away, Fang Zheng saw this scene and his irises shrunk to the size of pins. Intense fear spreading throughout his body. This was out of his wildest dreams. A Grand Rank 3 clan elder actually died like this. This Bai Ningbing is so strong. Where is Fang Yuan? Tell me, and I can let you die peacefully. Bai Ningbing walked towards Gu Qingshu. Bai Ningbing. Gu Qingshu sighed deeply, staring at Bai Ningbing without fear. You and I have fought over 10 times. You are getting stronger, and right now I have to admit that you have surpassed me. But your strength cannot cause me to betray my clansmen. Come, fight me. Just you? Hiki. Bai Ningbing snorted in disdain, turning around to look at Fang Zheng, raising a brow. That is Fang Yuan's brother? Gu Qingshu's expression changed, taking a big step out and blocking Bai Ningbing. Don't think of finding trouble with him. Bai Ningbing's face sank. You are quite an interesting opponent. Keeping you alive can add some color to my life. But my mood is very bad now. Don't take my patience for granted. Tell me nicely, which direction Fang Yuan went? Gu Qingshu replied him in the most direct way with action. He closed his eyes and opened them again. With charm Gu.